Glad you made it. Step into the safe space where we finally admit that words can hurt deeply, even if you never yelled. You never called names. You never ruined them. You never threw them away. You just dropped one very short word. Cool. And just like that, their whole fake world broke into tiny pieces. You felt the shift, right? That strange, quiet stop right after you spoke. That dead air, that tiny moment when the whole room felt heavy. And you wondered, wow, why did that strike them right in the heart? I will show you why. Because cool is not just speech. It is a harsh sentence. It is not mad. It is worse. Being mad means you still care enough to make your heart beat fast. Cool means they did not even touch you. They did not even get a drop of your care. And your care is the only real thing people want to steal. A person can live through hate. A person can live through mean words. A person can even live through being a big joke. But feeling nothing, feeling zero care, is the dark hole where huge, needy egos go to slowly die. And so many folks build their whole sense of self on one very weak trait. They desperately need to feel huge. So when you hit them with cool, you did not fight them. You did a much colder thing. You treated their big, proud show like a boring hum in the back. And for the type of soul who needs people to clap to breathe, that is not a simple rejection. That is like locking them out to starve. Hear me, you know this kind. They walk in so loud, they speak like they are the king of the world. They share their big news like the whole earth must stop and cheer right away. They do not just seek good thoughts, they crave a big response, because a response means they have complete hold over your deep feelings. They want you to stare in awe. They want you mad with envy. They want you hurt. They want you crying to hear every bit. Any feeling works as long as it comes from them. That is how they know they have won. So when you only whispered cool, you yanked the life cord right out of their sad little play. No fire, no running after them, no, oh my goodness, please tell me everything. No food for their pride, just cool. And you saw it take place, the huge change. Their grin was still there, but it grew fake and tight. Their eyes looked scared, their tone got way too happy and high. They began throwing out more words, acting like they could fix the bad leak. Yeah, cool, right? I mean, it is super huge, like the whole town is buzzing about it. My boss just told me so. They keep talking way too much because your quiet answer is a clear glass. And that glass shows them the raw truth they hate to see. You just do not matter that much. Now, here is the secret. No one dares to speak. Most life paths do not die because a person did poor work. They die because that person lost the crowd's heart. They lost the warm spark. They lost the magic to make eyes look their way. And holding eyes is a cruel game. The online world acts like pure skill is king, but skill is completely normal to find. You know what is truly special. Deep charm, dark mystery, heavy weight, the rare gift to step into a room and make all souls lean in close. And the second you say cool, like they are a pointless ping on a phone, you chop their heavy weight in two. Because you are not just a lone human. You stand for a much bigger force. You stand for the whole watching world. You stand for the huge mob. You stand for the quiet voices everywhere that choose in secret what we should love. So when you do not care, the magic completely dies. And once the magic dies, every single person quickly feels they can finally stop faking it. That is how the fire grows. One soul looks away, then the next one does. Then the full crowd wakes up to see they were just cheering because they were used to it. And that is exactly how a bright star falls. Not with a huge loud mess, but with a tired sigh. Now you might sit there and ask, wait a minute, how does one sound cause all of this pain? Because they do not hear just letters. They feel the hidden strike. Cool can say, I knew you would do that. I am completely bored. I have seen far greater things. You are completely plain. You are far behind. You are totally weak. You are not the top star, and if their whole fake life is built on being the top star right now, you just made them a thing of the past. And old news gets thrown in the dirt so quick. Have you ever seen a person try to heal after that blow? It is sad to watch. They start running after you. They scream for eyes online. They show off with pure sweat. They throw weak shade at you with completely fake bravery. They will all at once go crazy trying to show they are worthy. They will begin taking blind leaps that make zero smart sense. They are ruled by hurt feelings now. They are just lashing out. And the very moment a person starts just lashing out, they become so easy to read. And easy to read, folks, they get used. They get left in the dust. They get swapped out for someone new. That is the hard truth you must burn deep into your soul forever. Life does not hate people who are just weak. Life crushes people who beg and cling. The second they cry out for praise, the second they beg for your cheers, they are dead. Because true deep power grows from having so much inside, from saying, I do not need a thing from you, from peace, from an iron grip on oneself. So when you strike them with cool, you trap them in a tight corner where they must have you, and needing you shrinks them down to nothing. That is exactly why it killed their whole run, because every single step after that turns into a messy, wild panic. They try way too hard to fix things, and trying way too hard is the exact way you show everyone you are a fake. Look, truly strong souls never talk too much. They never beg. They never puff up their chests. They just walk, and the whole earth moves out of their way. But scared, unsure folks, they run after the crowd like a sad pup hunting a red light on the wall. You can force them to spin around and around with just one look. And you did just that with cool. Let us go much deeper into the dark. Some folks do not build real lives. They build cheap dreams. They build a high castle out of lies, online friends, fake pictures, and bragging about who they know. A fake look, a mood. And a mood is easy to shatter. A mood can bleed out from just one look on your face, one weird, quiet stop, one bored, simple cool. Because the big trick only stays alive when every single person nods and plays the game. It is just like a cheap street magic show. The trickster needs the crowd to smile and clap along. If the crowd just stops caring, the trickster looks like a complete fool. And the moment a person looks like a joke, they never ever get their pride back. Because deep honor has one huge killer that destroys all other foes, and that killer is raw shame. The world will let big faults go. The world will even let mean acts pass by sometimes. But the world will never ever wipe away the split second they saw you look tiny and weak. They act like they forgot it, but they hold on to it forever. And the soul you hurt with cool. They felt the deep sting. They felt their fake masks split wide open. They felt your eyes cut right into their core. They felt the whole crowd turn away. And now they are stuck in a cage because they can never return to the old blind self who swallowed their own sweet lies. Now they clearly see there are cold eyes in the crowd who do not care at all. And the minute that dark fear creeps into their head, it flows through their blood like toxic waste. They begin second-guessing their own shiny glow. They rush to count their hearts online way too quick. They pull down their screens over and over to read words. They begin craving sweet praise, just like they need air to breathe. They start taking quiet rooms as a slap to the face. And quiet rooms are all over the place, so they start falling down a black hole. And you did not even lift a finger. That is the sickest joke of it all, right? You never threw a punch. You never went to war. You never yelled back. You just said no to being used like an emotional toy, and doing that makes you a god in a sad world packed with fake actors. Now, let us point the light at you, because you did not come here to listen to a sad tale about them. You came to this spot because deep down in your bones, there is a piece of your soul that is just exhausted, worn out by noisy folks, worn out by plastic pride, worn out from playing nice with users who drink up your precious time. And you also showed up because your heart craves a highly risky prize. Pure power, not sick power over the weak like a crazy king's wet dream. Complete power over your own mind, over your own feelings, over your own life force. Because the exact second you own your life force, the users cannot use you. They cannot trap you. They cannot catch you. They cannot pull you down into their messy, crying clown show. You grow to be completely bulletproof. And when nothing can touch you, you become a pure nightmare to them. Let me paint a clear picture of how this plays out in the real world. You are staring at your phone in a text thread. A person drops a fake complaint to show off you know the exact kind. Oh, poor me, I got a huge raise yet again. Haha, my life is so hard. They want a massive wave. They want the loud, oh my gosh, way to go. They want the sweet, you earned it. So you just hit the keys and send cool. No smiley faces, no soft hugs, just cool. And out of nowhere, they are sending giant walls of text. They start throwing out tiny facts. They start fighting to show why they earned the big prize. They start begging you to see it is not a lie, because your blank stare ripped open a huge, emptied black hole, and weak, scared people will always drown in an empty black hole. They have to stuff it full of loud sounds. That loud sound is the exact way you spot their bleeding wounds. Or you are sitting at your job. A person shows off a thought like it is a pure gift from God. They stand there dying for you to tell them they are great. You move your head. You mutter, cool. And then you stare right at them. Do they carry on with pure peace, or do they jump in to force you to love it? That action shows you the whole truth. Because true, deep strength never gets on its knees. True strength never cries for help. True strength never runs after you. True strength makes zero noise, it hits the ground, and it does not give a single damn if you cheer. So here is the beautiful payoff. When you finally learn to own that icy peace, you stop getting beat up by the wild feelings of others. You stop living as a toy on a string. You stop getting pulled into loud fights that do not put bricks on your dream house. You stop leaking your brain power on weak folks who do not earn the right to step inside your head. And your brain power, your focus, is your whole tomorrow. So many souls throw away their entire time on earth because they keep handing over their precious mind to fools, to crying fits, to made-up bad times, to tiny, stupid wars. And while they sit there, dead tired, while their hearts are completely broken empty, another person is out there making things grow in the dark, without ever stopping, and that person building in the dark is meant to be you. But you have been way too free, way too quick to snap, way too simple to drag around. So, I am about to hand you a tool you can hold and use today. Do you wish to know the secret to staying in their minds forever? It is not shouting in the streets. It is not being a flawless angel. It is not even acting sweet. It is being hard to find, having fierce self-rule, making your feelings cost a huge pile of gold. So when a fool throws a hook to catch you, you refuse to bite. You refuse to preach a long sermon. You refuse to type a giant text. You refuse to let them speed up your pulse. You hand them cool. And you keep on stepping. You keep walking ahead like your hours cost millions of dollars, because they truly do. Now do not mix up my words. This whole thing is not about acting cruel. This is completely about breaking your chains, breaking free from the sad urge to spell out your choices, breaking free from the deep ache to be seen by blind people who swore an oath to never see the real you, breaking free from the sick drive to crush others in every fight. Because the most giant flex is not taking the gold medal. It is walking away from the game entirely. That is the exact way you strike pure terror into folks who feed on ruling others. And there is a deeper truth here. Sometimes saying cool does not burn down their work life. It burns down their bridge to you and to their greedy hearts that feels exactly like dying. Because the thing they truly hungered for was not making it big. It was your eyes on them. They craved a full crowd. They prayed for a warm body to jump when they spoke. And you used to be their most loved toy to press. You were the exact one they could stab with a stick and watch bleed. Maybe it was a buddy you trusted. Maybe it was a guy at your job. Maybe it was a lover you kept in your bed. They would drop a harsh, cutting word. They would check your limits. They would shove hard and you would snap. You would pour out excuses. You would block their hits. You would bleed trying to make peace. You were digging in the dirt of their minds for zero pay. Then one bright morning, you stopped the digging. One morning you said, cool, and you snatched all your stolen strength right back. And the very second you rip your power from their hands, the angry storm rolls in. They will brand you as ice cold. They will cry that you turned into someone else. They will whine that you are walking strange. Perfect. That is the whole goal. When dirty hands get rich off your soft heart, they despise watching you get strong. When users make cash off your tears and rage, they deeply loathe your quiet face. Because your quiet face tells the world you are permanently off the market. So they will test out fresh tricks. They will try to make you feel bad. They will poke your soft spots. They will drown you in fake sweetness. They will spit nasty names at you. They will toss heavy bombs of pure drama and sit back to watch if you dive for cover. And you must get this one rule deep in your soul. That split second, that flash in time, is the final exam. Because if you trip up, they steal the weak, broken you right back. But if you win, if you keep breathing slow, if you stay spotless, if you remain completely untouched, they begin falling apart at the seams. They turn the crazy dial up. They start shining a bright light on their sad, thirsty need. And thirsty need is not a pretty look. Thirsty need is far from being a king. Thirsty need is a crack. And cracks sink massive boats. So your task is so easy. Do not fix their hole. Let it pour out. Let the entire earth witness what they look like when your hard, painful love is not propping up their fake mask. Right now, I am about to speak a harsh truth that might burn your skin. A huge crowd of folks do not fear being hated. They shake with fear at the thought of being a ghost. That is exactly why they dance for the crowd. That is why they cut you off when you speak. That is why they must beat your stories. That is why they share photos all day long, acting like their heartbeat relies on the likes. Because buried in their core, they are paralyzed by the thought that they are totally useless. And you whispering cool is just like aiming a blinding sunbeam straight at that dark terror. It is your way of screaming without making a sound. I breathe perfectly fine without you. And to a toxic soul, that is a living hell. So they lose their minds. They try their best to hurt you just because you can survive alone. They attempt to make you feel like trash for building strong walls. They will cry, "Why in the world are you acting so cold?" Simply because they are deeply shocked that your door is locked. And your locked, solid door makes them stare right into their own ugly hearts, a sight they despise. Most humans are sick to their stomach when alone. That is the true reason they crave non-stop loud sounds. But you are about to walk a different path. You are about to become the rare beast who can rest in a quiet void, who can lock eyes without ever blinking hard, who can wait a long time before opening your mouth, who refuses to speed up to tell why, who refuses to speed up to say it is okay, who refuses to speed up to run after them. So the very next time a clown tries to dance on a stage just for your eyes, the very next time a user throws out a trap to steal your bright fire, The very next time a leech tries to chew up your hurt feelings for their dinner, you starve them out. You refuse to play along. You refuse to fight back. You refuse to spell it out. You just stare them down like you have watched this cheap magic trick a million times, and you whisper, "Cool." Then you spin around and you walk off to construct a huge empire that never needs a single nod from the crowd to stand tall and breathe. Because the most terrifying soul in the hall is never the one making the most noise. It is the quiet one who can turn around and leave without a single tremble in their hands. The one who can let folks think bad things about them and still push forward. The one who can face a wall of pure doubt and still stack heavy stones. The one who can catch a mean cool to the face and melt it down into pure jet fuel. And if your ears are locked onto my voice in this room tonight, that is the exact giant you are turning into. So do not grow weak. Do not look away from the prize. Do not begin telling your grand visions to folks whose brains only grasp soft, lazy beds. Do not hand the keys to your tomorrow over to a stranger's passing mood. Keep your eyes steady and still. Keep your golden rules raised high to the sky. Keep your trusted friends extremely close. Keep your next big moves completely in the dark. And when the users try their hardest to drag you backward into the weak shell of the old you, when they push your limits, when they stab your sides, when they command you to jump through hoops to show your worth, you completely know the exact script to read. You are totally aware of the damage it leaves behind. You already feel how deep the blade sinks in. Cool. And you just allow the dead quiet that follows to finish the brutal job it was always born to do.